Hey guys, it's Maymay and my trusty sidekick.
Old Vinny's here. Welcome to the Thursday Night Live show. The crafty sidekick Shenanigans is on the other side. Great to be with you tonight. Can't wait for this show. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're new here, we are Maymay Made It. Everything that you see here can be found at our online craft store at maymaymadeit.com. So if you see something you like and you'd like to purchase it, it'll be available. Tamitha will be posting links throughout the show tonight. So if you see something, look for the link and you can click on it and go. We also would appreciate it if you'd subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you have a good time, it means a lot to us for people to support us by subscribing. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything to do it, and we'd love to have you be a part of this community. Also, there's a thing that we do around here called Vinnying the video, or just give it a thumbs up, same thing. That's kind of what we call it. So give us a like. We'll certainly appreciate those as well. Maymay, tell me what we got on tap tonight.
Well, here's the deal. So I released a video that I called maybe the coolest thing I've ever made out of cardstock, and I still stand behind that because I think it's pretty cool. Where we made some 6x6.
I moved them all.
We cleaned.
There's a big
You
one right
said
there, though.
move everything off your desk.
Oh,
No, it's fine that you did because I'm going to tease them tonight with it anyway. Vinny just said, "There's a big one right there. There's a 12x12 one right here. You'll see that later. That's the sneak peek for the after show."
sorry.
No. I love it that you did that. That was so cute. He's like, "There's a big one." No. But here's the deal. So we did a video.
I hit them everywhere.
They're everywhere. We did a video with these two, 6x6, 6x8. I really, really, really love these. Okay. I think they are fantastic. And we're really enjoying having them because they do make things neater and cleaner. Well, in my first video that I released, I don't remember who it was. And it was only, well, it might have been two people who asked. They asked if I could resize it for A2 cards. And I'd never thought about that. But I really liked that idea because I thought, what a cool way to store your cards before you send them out, especially if you're not like us and you need crates and crates of them for the ministry. But like if you just kept 10 or 20 on your shelf, I thought that's a good idea. So for tonight, Sharon, it was you. Thank you, Sharon. Great idea. So for tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two ways. I'm going to show you landscape and portrait. Okay. But Saturday night, this is the one you've been waiting on. Everybody was like, we need 12x12. Well, I was nervous about 12x12, and I'm not going to talk about it too much tonight because I really did talk about it in the video. But Saturday night, you will see 8x8 and 12x12. So at this point, I will have 6x6, 6x8, A2, portrait and landscape, 12x12, and 8x8 made for you. So if there's something I'm missing, let me know because I'm enjoying making them, and it's kind of a good challenge. I think I did see something I was missing. Somebody said something.
8.5 by 11.
8.5 by 11. That's one I'm missing, so I need to do that.
You're
one.
also missing Sizzix size or European size.
Oh, like A2.
A2.
True.
Although you might be able to make A2 size to hold 8.5 by 11. Because
just make it a little bigger and it'll hold both.
I mean, you could.
So these are super cool. Let me show you this. So this container here is 1 inch. I thought about doing them 3/4, but the problem with the 3/4 was it was just a little bit thin for me. At first I was like, yeah, that's good. And then I was like, if we're going to store, so this is 10 cards in here, by the way. I don't have any envelopes in here. You could change it up. The thing I think is so cool about this though, is I think it's cute enough, especially if you made it out of pattern paper, to be able to make this a gift. Like I think you could do this holder like this, decorate it with some pattern paper, right? Put it into a bag, put it in a little plastic bag, tie the top, something like that. I think that'd be super cute.
And it's loose enough you could put envelopes in it. I think you'd have room.
I think you could. I will tell you this. Y'all, I just lied. There's 9 in here. There's 10 in here. I wanted to make sure I said that. There's 9 cards in here. The thing is this that I made this one out of is just PA cardstock. I don't recommend that for long-term storage. These were my testers to see if my measurements would work. Okay. So let's put these together. Now, the cool thing is you don't need 12x12 for this. You can do this with your 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to be using tonight alabaster, Brutus Monroe alabaster, because it's thicker. It's a little thicker. I also think that you could really make some beautiful ones with the 49 and Market cardstock. And I already know you can make them really good ones with the PA cover stock. But here's the thing. Because I'm going to be making 8.5 by 11 paper tonight, I don't want to cut 12x12 down if I don't have to. So I'm going to use 8.5 by 11 for this. So we're going to start with, let me see which one I want to start with. I got my notes. We're going to start with the portrait holder. And this one is 8.5 by 11. I'll have to cut it down. So I'm going to put this aside. For some reason, I thought I have to cut the other one down. All right. So Here's my
froze.
scoreboard. What?
My computer's doing what Shannon's was doing.
Oh, did it freeze? Well, when you come back, just tell me you're back. All right, so 8.5 by 11. We're putting this in the scoreboard on 11. All right, and we're going to score this at 2 1/4. Tamitha's got the measurements, by the way. They're probably already in the description. And I'm going to use this one. I'm going to do these lines and then draw them on for you guys so you can take a screenshot. Okay. 2 1/4, 3 1/4, 7 3/4. Matter of fact, Tamitha, if you want to take a screenshot too, so you'll have it, or I can do one here if I need to. All right. So 2 1/4, 3 1/4, 7 3/4, and then 8 3/4. While we're here, let's make a mark. I'll go ahead and do it with black. While we're here, let's make a mark at 1. This is our angle cut mark, and 10. So an inch in on either side. I'm going to turn it, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2 and 6 1/2. Now let's do our marks for you guys. I feel like I'm scrubbing my mic. If I am, y'all let me know because I've got a little low tonight. Lower than I usually have it. Is this my good Sharpie? We'll find out. Is that makeup? Sorry, y'all. Okay. Line number 1. This is just so y'all can see where the score marks are. I know it's hard on white. And I didn't have time to get these made before. So this is a good way. This is a good excuse to get them made, right?
It is.
Do our little samples as we go. I'm going to turn it. This is not the good Sharpie.
Y'all get to see behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. If you're ever wanting to do this for yourself, the best thing to do is do your score marks and leave it in your scoreboard so you don't flop out of the line like I just did. I was literally saying it as I flopped out of the line.
You want to know how you fix that when you're taking pictures of stuff? You
cut a piece of white
paper and just tape over the top of it.
Or you do this. I cheated a little bit and did this too.
Yeah, I've done that too.
I mean, if you're as picky as we are, we're picky in photos.
We want our photos to be perfect. And if that doesn't work, you just start all over again.
Also done that. That's not going to be great because that was a dark marker. All right. So then we're going to go back up here and let's write our measures in. So 2 1/4. 3 1/4. 7 3/4. 8 3/4. Then for our little, there it is. For our little marks, we're going to do 1 inch and 10. And then we'll turn it sideways. 5 1/2. And 6 1/2. This is really good. If you're ever watching one of my videos and you want to make one of these just to keep while you're working, it's real handy. Just write on here what it is. You know, this is I usually let Shannon do this, but this is the A2 portrait. Then you just make yourself a pocket to keep all your templates in.
File folder.
Yeah. File this away and then you got it. All right. So I've got this just like this. So if you want to take a screenshot, matter of fact, I'm going to also just in case. So we have one for Tam if she needs it. If she can't get it, I don't know.
Or you can file it away in your garbage can now that you've screenshot it.
All right. So did y'all get it? I did. All right. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to make another one so we can fold it up. Because I didn't make you one earlier. All right. So 2 1/4. 3 1/4. What's my number? 7 3/4. 8 3/4. 5 1/2.
6 1/2.
All right.
1 and 10. 1 and 10. 1 and 10.
Okay. Now the piece we're cutting away is the same as we done on the big ones. Okay. We are going to cut away over here. We're going to cut this whole section away. Are you back? do the switcheroo. So we're going to cut away this whole section right here and this whole section right here. And we're going to cut our score marks off. We don't need them. Okay. The measurements are already in the description. Didn't Tabitha say that already? And this, after the video, after the show, she'll go ahead and do a blog post. I'm sure she typically does. And then you'll get the measures there too. All right. Now what I like to do is I like to fold this back, and I like to take my scissors from underneath and lay them down. But watch your fingers, because you can't see your fingers back there. I like to lay them down and cut that from underneath like that. It's just, I don't know, I get a cleaner cut that way. Cut this one out. Now, I personally think if you did this from a double-sided piece of designer paper, this would be a cute gift. You know, an easy way to package cards, one sheet of cardstock, so super easy.
Pretty, pretty.
Get my hand down here.
Don't cut your fingers.
Christy said she came home to a litter of Dachshund puppies.
Oh, sweet. There's nothing cuter than a Dachshund puppy. Nothing.
And Miss Sue said she loves your sweater. It looks soft.
Thank you. It is so soft.
It is soft.
It's the cuddliest, softest sweater. I love it. It's from Rustic Relics.
Yes.
You have the same one, don't you? You didn't get one?
I don't have those.
It's from Rustique. Speaking of Rustique, if you guys aren't doing anything on Tuesday nights, listen. Y'all need to be watching Missy do her live shows. She does a live show on Tuesday nights, and she also does a live show on Friday mornings at 11 a.m. Now, tomorrow they're not. It's first of the month for them, so they have to do vendor stuff tomorrow at the store. But they normally do one on Friday mornings at 11 a.m. It's so much fun. They're building a cute little community over there. And if you're just looking for something to do on a Tuesday night, that's a great thing to do. You saw me do this before. We went from mark to corner and cut that on an angle, and from mark to corner and cut that on the angle. Okay. How have you not thought of these before? I don't even know how I haven't. Yes, I do.
Head.
Yes, I do. You know, we got in that paper from, is it AC Craft?
That looks like a robot head.
Did it? Mm-hmm. That's good to remember. Is it AC Craft?
Yes.
This is what sparked the idea right here. I adore these packs that the paper comes in them, and I can just throw my scraps in there after I've cut something. I adore these. They are so cool. They come like this. You tear off this perforated edge, and we love these. And Shannon and I were talking. I said, Shannon, I think I like putting my cut scraps back in here better than Ben, because I always, like, if I want one of these colors,
You know
my
what the color
scraps are
is.
in here. Yeah, and I love this. And then I'm like, we also have discovered recently, of course, I'm just telling y'all stuff I've already told y'all in the other video, but we also discovered recently that we both like putting the 6x6 scraps back with the 6x6 paper for the same reason. I'm much more likely to use it if I go to that paper pack that I'm looking for and pull it out of there. So we've been sticking our scraps just in the 6x6, and they fall out all over the place. And I noticed the other day that Shannon had started putting them in upside down in the container to hold everything in. And I was like, that's smart, but we need a way. We need that method for our 6x6. And that's where it came from, was just necessity. It's always a necessity, right?
So a big congratulations goes out to L.A. Wilson. She says, today was my last day at work.
She did it.
I am officially retired instead of just tired. So congratulations, L.A. That's fantastic. I hope you're excited about retirement. I know sometimes it comes with mixed emotions because you don't know what you're going to do with yourself sometimes. But
oh, she knows what she's going to do with herself. She got a list a mile long. Come on.
But either way, congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Surely she does. Gail, Missy is my friend who owns Rustic Relics, and she does painting and refinishing of furniture. And this week she made bags she made the cutest bunny Easter bags that you could put a basket in or a plant in from old drop cloth. Like she's very, very good at what she does. All right. So here's what we've got. We folded that top up just like we did the first one. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold this over like so, okay? And I'm going to put my thumb here so I know where to put glue. Now, I'm going to glue these down, but they're not really what holds this together. What holds this together is this flap over here to the side. So we just need to get enough glue here to hold this still is all we need to do. So I'm going to put glue here. And then I'm just going to come over here and put glue here, kind of in the same area, just to hold this down. Now, when we put this together, I want you to bring this up and over. And I need you to do like a sample there, like a test run. So push that one in and make sure it's flush on the side. And then come over here and do the same thing. Make sure your sides will fold down flush before you start doing too much pressing. And what I do is lay it down and take my bone folder, or better yet, my ruler. I like using my ruler better. And just come in here and press and get that glue pressed down. Now, some people were saying with their 6x6, they were putting their paper pad in to use it to press on. Perfectly fine. Won't really work with your greeting cards, but using your ruler or your bone folder will work like that. Then, here's what we're going to do. We're going to roll this back, and we're going to put glue in here. And this, to me, this is what holds it together and gives it stability. So we're going to press this in like this. And what I like to do is make sure this side is really stuck well. So I'm going to use my bone folder and press that in there because it works perfect. See how it fits in there perfect? And then I'm going to lay it down and do the back. And then I'll do the other side. I do not recommend white. White is going to get dirty real quick. You know?
Yeah, I will.
I wouldn't do white for storage. I mean, unless you just had a bunch of white paper you didn't, or cardstock you didn't know what to do with. But I would suggest something darker or something patterned. All right, so you can just stick your hand in. I have a pretty big hand. There we go. Look how it almost touches in the back. So that's where we get our stability from and where it holds it together. Now, if you're watching tonight and you didn't watch the original one, you might be like, Maymay, why didn't you put that on the inside so you don't have that crossover? When I put this on the inside, that makes these guys go inside. And when you go to slide something in it, it catches. Because that's what we had done originally. And when I did this, it would stop at that line because it was catching on the back. So by putting it on the outside, it keeps me from having to worry about things locking into each other. Oh, also, well, you'll see in the sneak peek of the 12 by 12. I did something else that you guys asked for. All right, so that's our A2 portrait. Let's make a landscapey one. Here we go. Y'all want the sheet again? Y'all want this? Oh, for the landscape, I have to cut it down. You want me to draw the sheet out again so y'all can see it? I'm sure you do, because there's no sense in not. All right. Cheat sheet. Here we go. For this one, you're going to cut your paper. You're going to cut 1 inch off. You're going to cut it to 7.5 by 11. So I'm going to just open this up and cut it to 7.5. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 pieces because we'll draw on this one and I'll fold the other one up. I mean, I could technically fold this up, but I don't mind having extras because we need them. We can use them. This cardstock is so thick. All right, so 7.5 is what we're going to start with. One good thing about this too, a lot of you have been labeling the sides of your boxes and slide them onto a shelf. If you do that and you have these strips left over, you could put your label on them and glue them on, or you could, make this the label right on this and then stick it on. It's the right size.
Use Velcro and just made a bunch of different labels and Velcroed the sides. Then you can make interchangeables. So if you have a lot of thank you cards now and you don't have sympathy cards, you don't have to use it.
Which, by the way, that's the reason I did not label my 6x6 pads. So many people are like, you need to label them. I don't want to label them because I'm going to use them for different. I'm not going to always have that same one. And I don't want them to be already labeled. I want to be able to change them every time. You had something to say. I'm sorry. We talked over.
Yeah, we got about 850 people watching right now,
Well,
420 likes. So if you guys would give us a thumbs up, we call that Vinnying the video. That would be awesome. Really would appreciate it. If you're enjoying yourself, let us know by giving us a thumbs up. We appreciate that.
I had to look because I didn't have a mark down here, but that was perfect timing. Okay, so here we go. Now this one, anytime I got to turn something to an odd number, 5.5 is an odd number, which means half of 5.5 is 2 3/4. That means I got to get us to an 1/8. It's just what it is. I got to do that. So here's what you got to do. You're going to score the first score mark at 1 5/8. Then your second score mark is going to be at 2 5/8. Then we got to do 8 3/8. It's just how it works out. And then 9 3/8.
We got a good crowd watching on Facebook. We welcome everyone that's watching us on Facebook. It's great to have you with us too. We always enjoy having you with us. This new technology that allows us to stream live on YouTube and Facebook is pretty cool.
All right, I just flipped that over and scored both sides because this cardstock is super, super thick. All right, now what I want to do is I want to make my marks. Now for this one, because it's wider than my last one was, I'm not going to make a 1 inch mark out here on the side. You know, on the other one, we went to 1 and 10. Here, I'm going to go to 1/2 and 10.5, just because It's just too wide the way we're working this out. Also, you don't have to do this, okay? I just like how much more of what's in here I can see, but I don't want to lose too much of this because it is a stability to hold this together. And you can see here, like I can see a lot more of the card when I do that angle cut. So it just lets me see more. And I feel like doing it now versus later is the best way to go. All right, so now let's flip this over and do our sideways scores, which are 4.5 and 5.5.
All right, well, you're doing that. Andrea wanted to know, would cheap dollar store poster board work for this or cereal box board?
I mean, it would. I don't know about poster board is kind of like that PA. It might be a little wiggly.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know.
I
I
think
just
the
have to
cereal
try.
box. I mean, you used to do that a
I
long
used to
time
use cereal
ago.
box. I say
for
try it.
cereal boxes.
I say try it.
What could it hurt?
I'm gonna tell you why I say try it, because I wasn't gonna do the 12 by 12 holder, because I said to Shannon, I said, Shannon, this 12 by 12 holder is gonna be too flimsy. And she said, yeah, we both thought it would. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make it and see what it turns out like. And I made it, and I still thought it was a little flimsy. And then I was like, you know what? Not compared to what we normally keep a 12 by 12 in. A plastic envelope is no more flimsy than that. So I ended up doing them, and they do well. So I say, try it.
Give it a shot.
Give it a try. All right, we're cutting away. Oh, I didn't mark this. Y'all are like, what are you doing? Stop. Did anybody say stop? No. Stop. Okay. So right here, I'm nervous because I double-sided this. You know, I double scored it. This is going to be a problem. Let's go to the other side. The side I scored last. So I have a divot to stay in.
Yeah, because when you double scored it,
I pushed
put
it
on
back
the other
out.
side, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the side you marked your halves on.
True. So we're good. Right here.
Man, it's quiet. Anybody got any good
I can't
jokes?
talking. I can't do this. And
She's using, what weight's that paper?
this is Brutus Monroe Alabaster. So it's going to be
I
100.
couldn't remember if it was 100. I think, yeah,
I think it's 100.
I think it is 100. It's alabaster from Brutus Monroe.
But it's definitely cover stock. So it is definitely
is.
thicker than just your average.
Yep. It's a good thickness for making holders.
Yeah, you got to concentrate when you're doing this. That's for sure. Kim said, "Don't sneeze."
100
LA
pound
said, "Maymay
cover.
is looking younger and face is thinner. Always beautiful."
Wow.
That's what I always say.
It's these lights. It's these lights. Thank y'all so much. That's very kind. It's these lights and hair and makeup right before the show. If you'd have seen me a few minutes before, you'd have been like, wow, you look rough. We've had a busy day today.
And by hair and makeup, she means she ran to the bathroom
Yeah.
and freshened everything up.
Hair and makeup. That's what I call it. Right before the show.
We
I
don't
run
have
to
a
the
studio
restroom.
for her to go do that.
No, I have a bathroom. I have a restroom. It's not even a bathroom. It's a restroom. I go to the restroom and I touch up my lipstick and touch up my hair. Hair and makeup. All right. And this is 1/2 inch. And this is 9.5. No, 10.5. All right. Let's put this where you can take a screenshot. I'm going to take a screenshot. Y'all are so sweet. Thank y'all so much. Okay. Let me grab a screenshot.
Hello, Sun Country Crafts in Alberta, Canada.
Oops. My
There's an
screenshot
Alberta,
messed up.
Alabama.
Is there?
There is.
That's what I know. All right. Got my screenshot. All right. Everybody good? All right. Let's start making it. So I keep putting my scoreboard up. I got to do this. No, I don't got to do this one. All right. Y'all going to have to talk about something interesting. I have something interesting to talk about. Okay. So we did the first make and mail video today. The plan for Club Make and Mails is that you would travel to the Maymay event site and you would go to the club and there is a post that will have the make and mail. The plan was that it wouldn't be live on YouTube for everybody, only club members through the club site. But I noticed today not very many people were watching it. So I was like, people don't know it's there, I don't think. And I know we're still learning. So what we did, Timothy made it live on YouTube so everybody could see it. I mean, made it public so everybody could see it. Do you prefer that I just make it public, or are you good with me putting it next month on just on the site? I just was afraid people weren't seeing it and maybe hadn't heard me say I was going to be posting it there every time. So tell me what you want. I mean, it's free. It's not like you're having to pay for it. It's a free thing we're doing. So I'll do it either way. I just thought it would be neat to have something that felt a little exclusive to put it over there for club members only. All right, we're going to do pencil mark to first score mark.
Public. Public is good. Make it public.
Pencil mark to first. I don't mind because, I mean, especially because what we're going to be doing is like service projects and stuff like that. So it just maybe gets more people doing it. So
make it live so much less confusing.
I know people were confused today because there weren't very many. There was like, when we
Yeah.
looked at lunch, there were like 60 some odd views. I'm like, people don't know where this is.
I had a few emails.
Speaking of, we think email is settling out. I can't promise you that, but I think it is. Today, I found something on my website. I found it. Can I tell you how many times I've been on the phone with people on hold? And I was like, Shannon, I just found this. And I was like, I'm fixing to call them and see if this is the problem. And the guy said, yeah, this is going to get it all fixed. I wish I was smarter. But we found that.
You were smart enough to find it.
No, it was an accident. I mean, I
Either way.
I logged into somewhere on my website and saw a warning and went, what is this? And I felt like they would have fixed it already, but they didn't. All right, so let's fold. Oh, I didn't double side this one, so I'm going to be easy with it. I didn't double score it. Public works, and then people might join the club. Good idea.
Yes, the make and mail isn't a live video; it's recorded. So,
would y'all prefer it be live? I mean, it's a Thursday, 10 a.m. We did it live. That's just Timothy don't have to edit it. What would y'all prefer? Live, so we can hang out?
Why have a special group if it goes public? Well,
kind of the thing. That's what I was thinking too. Mostly it's the chat rooms, I think. Mostly
the chat rooms, and then you don't get the PDFs unless you join the club.
Once I decided to make it free, and can I tell y'all something? Are y'all ready to hear what happened? I'm ready to tell y'all this because I think this is amazing. I told y'all God told me not to charge for this. I don't even know if I told y'all this yet. I told y'all he said, don't charge this. He told me all these reasons and all that good stuff. Well, about a week and a half after we put it live, by the way, I'm doing the same thing. We're making this the same way, okay, as the first one. I was walking up to the front, and I promise you, this is what I heard in my heart. This is what I heard. Can you imagine how bad this would be? Because of the email issue. Can you imagine how bad this would be if you had charged people for this, and now you couldn't even email them? And I was like, see how God is always protecting us? He is always protecting us. We just have to listen. And I'm telling you, had we sold that and we couldn't email you guys?
Because it's been a nightmare.
Our email has been a nightmare. And if we could not get you, I would have been in a tailspin.
You would have definitely been beside yourself.
I would have been. Yep. Guys, this goes together the same way as the other one. So that's why I'm not walking you through it, okay? Because it goes the same way. Yeah, I would have been mortified. And so I'm just so grateful that he said, don't do it. Do what I'm telling you. Make it free. And that way not that you wouldn't have been patient with this anyway, but you're probably a lot more patient. Even I would have been. If I'd have paid for something and couldn't get it, I'd have not been as patient. But everybody was very, very patient with us through our email situation. And so that's just because God is good. I always tend to have that little piece I have to cut off the bottom because it hangs over. It's just me. He does know what he's doing, doesn't he? All right. So now you have landscape. I want to say portrait. Landscape and portrait. Okay. And remember, these will make super, super cute boxes to give these away. Right? Double-sided paper would be perfect. Echo Park Cardabella would be amazing for this. It would hold it up really well. You know, we made some boxes at Christmas for card holders that were kind of similar to this. Now that I think about it, they just didn't have the sides. Because that's made kind of similar, isn't it? The ones over there on the shelf.
Mary's watching on Facebook, and she asked, "Is that hot glue you're using?"
This is my art glitter glue, but it's in my glue press. This is a glue press from My Sweet Petunia, and it's incredible. I love this guy. And it does act, it has the same motion as a hot glue gun, but it just allows us to not have to use our hands to squeeze the bottle. And also, it keeps my glue facing down, so it's always ready to go. I love this thing. I love this. Y'all are so sweet. I know you wouldn't have been mad at me. I know nobody would have been. It wouldn't have been like that, but it would have been different. But probably just for me, I would have been freaking out. I would have been freaking out. That's how I am. You could make lids and give these as a gift. As a matter of fact, Shannon and I were talking today. Tell me what y'all think. I think it'd be cool to make a folio with something like this to put the folio in. We were talking about that earlier. I said, wouldn't it be neat to contain our folio?
I wouldn't even make a lid for those as a gift. I would just take a piece of ribbon and wrap it around the bottom and tie a bow on it.
I would put it into a
Done.
bag, like into a clear
Done.
bag,
Oh, that'd be cute.
and
too.
tie a bow at the top, and then have a tag hanging off of it or something. And I'm tell you something else to do. Okay, I love when people do this. In the back of your box, if you're going to make it as a gift, put a little note in here that says, "Congratulations, it's time for a refill," or something like that. Contact me so I can refill your card box. I love that. I think that's super cool, and it gives us a reason to give people more cards. Could you possibly round the tops of the holders, less stress, since it will be, wait, I missed that. Oh, it's going too fast.
I think it's around the corners, those top corners.
If you want to, I don't think it really will. I don't think it'll make that big of a difference because of where they are. We're not trying to put anything. They don't really stop us from putting anything in, but you can certainly do that. Although this is an angle, so it'll be a little weird on the angle.
When you order your glue press, it comes with a bottle of glue, and then it comes with an empty bottle. We just fill the empty bottle with the art glitter glue, and then make sure you use, there's two tips, wider flow and a like more narrow, fine metal tip type flow. Put the smaller one on for your art glitter glue.
Hey, Tamitha, do we have the ability to post the link in the Facebook chat? Because I've got a couple people asking in the Facebook chat for a link to the glue press.
Yes, they do. Good point, Chris. If you want to put your envelopes in here, envelopes are taller. You won't need to make it bigger, but honestly, you have to make it wider too. So if you want me to do one that'll hold envelopes too, my thought was I wasn't thinking about gifts when I made this the first time. I was thinking that this would be cool for storage for just your cards. I keep my envelopes in a separate, because I buy my envelopes separate if I'm going to, I buy them in bulk. So if you want this to have envelopes in it, I will need to make you a bigger one because it's not going to fit in here. But good point. If you want it taller or whatever. I'm trying to read all your comments, but it is 6:30 and it is time to head to the after show. And I wouldn't rush you, except we have a lot tonight. We have a lot to go through.
Mary, Tamitha posted the link to the glue press in the Facebook chat. So, but if you can't see the link, you can go to our website at maymaymadeit.com and purchase one there.
That's a good question, Hillary. Do you find you use more glue when you're using the glue press? I think so. I think I do use more glue. I think I find the bead is slightly bigger. That's one thing. And I don't know. I think I do. Maybe I just enjoy the motion more than I just do it more.
It doesn't make my hand hurt.
I do miss it when I don't use it.
Because when we were doing the Eurofolios, when the art glitter glue bottle starts to get lower, I realize I squeeze it more, and it just makes my hand hurt like crazy one day. And I've noticed since using the glue press, it's not as bad.
And you know what else? I think it will level out as you get used to it. I have found that I tend to put glue in a different place than I used to before. So I think you'll probably, you had to get used to your art glitter glue. Remember that? Because everybody was using too much when they first got it. And then you kind of figure it out. I think that'll probably happen too. So we'll get it figured out.
But if you run out of glue, we do sell it at maymaymadeit.com.
Not in the wintertime. It's coming up, art glitter glue season. Remember that? We need to get that shirt again. Did you have that shirt?
No.
It was so cute. It said it's art glitter glue season. It was so cute. We need to get that one again.
Mm-hmm.
You remember it? I loved that shirt. It's the first time we got a brown t-shirt, and
really?
everybody was like brown, and then we got it and everybody loved it. Everybody loved the brown t-shirt. They were like, brown? Yeah, it's good. All right. Let's see. We're going to head to the after show. If you're new here tonight and you've never been to the after show, Tamitha will put a link in the chat. And if you don't have that link, you can just head out to my channel and there's already a place for it. Head over there and start chatting. I'm going to wait for the link to go in. In the after show, we talk about whatever we want to. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek of that 12x12 and that 8x8 so y'all can see what it looks like before Saturday night when the video will go up for that one.
There's the link.
There's the link to the after show. So we're going to end this one and we'll see you guys over there in just a few minutes. Bye now.